Hello everyone and welcome to Travel the Globe, the channel for travel connoisseurs, explorers, and for those with a knack of adventure. In this video, we'll discuss the distinctive appeal of various nations across the continent, highlighting underrated locations that are worth discovering, as well as appreciating Europe's most well-known nations from new perspectives. For this list, we're looking at various European countries that tourists should consider visiting in 2022. 10th is Romania. Dracula may be the first image that comes to mind when you hear the word Romania. It's time to readjust your thinking, since assuming that vampire fans are the only ones who are interested in this Eastern European country would be way off the mark. Every castle and fort in Romania is more spectacular than the last. Specifically, in Mureș County, there are 28 castles. The most well-known is Bran Castle, which served as the model for the Dracula tale. However, Peleș Castle and Corvin Castle, also known as Castelul Corvinilor, are two other must-sees. Although Romania is a country with stunning natural scenery, Sibiu, which feels underestimated but is certain to become an IT destination over the next 10 years, is undoubtedly the best reason to visit. It practically approaches well-known locations like Bruges, Prague, and Florence in terms of culture, architecture, gastronomy, and a pervading sense of romance. 9th is Greece. This Mediterranean location doesn't need an introduction. In contrast to our prior selection, it will undoubtedly be one of the top 3 nations on the bucket list of history aficionados. Of course, the numerous Greek islands, each with its own unique personality, also contribute to this region's popularity, with beachgoers, sunbathers, and youthful travelers looking for a good time. Equally as appealing to foodies is Greece, not just to experience the best of the nation's culinary exports, but also to become more familiar with lesser-known regional cuisines. No matter how often you travel to a European location, you may always find something fresh to appreciate and enjoy there. Greece is a popular travel destination, and because the nation has been dealing with severe economic problems since 2008, there is also the added benefit of knowing that your spending will contribute to its economic rehabilitation. 8th is Portugal. This country in Western Europe has long been overshadowed by its more well-known neighbor, Spain. Portugal is now receiving the attention it deserves, nevertheless, as a result of the latter country's inhabitants fighting against over-tourism in recent years. The drawback is that excessive tourism has emerged here as well. Nevertheless, no vacation to Portugal is complete without spending a few days in Porto and Lisbon, often known as Lisboa, which continue to be magnificent cultural centers with lots to enjoy, despite their crowdedness. Portugal's inclusion in our list, however, is truly due to the vast diversity of what the country has to offer. The discerning traveler will discover a country with radically diversified options beyond these tourist hotspot cities. Numerous pristine beaches can be found along Portugal's extensive coastline. Smaller Portuguese villages and cities like Tomar, Viseu, and Monsanto have all the typical beauties of Portugal without the throngs of tourists. Additionally, the entire nation is a hiker's heaven. 7th is Austria. Austria, despite frequently being overshadowed by its neighbor Germany, is a top travel destination in its own right. The capital city of Vienna is perhaps the biggest and most noticeable selling point. Few European towns can match Vienna in terms of beauty or variety, despite the fact that most have remarkable architecture. Vienna is a true architecture crash course, featuring Romanesque, Baroque, Art Nouveau, and Expressionist styles. However, the capital of Austria has historically served as a center for a wide range of artistic endeavors. However, once we leave the most famous city of the nation, we are reminded that the Austrian countryside is just as captivating. While Alpbach offers world-class skiing, the majestic Tyrolean mountains have a magnetic allure that will make them a must-visit for hikers. As much as we adore the accessible majesty of Vienna, tourists to Austria should also take the time to see the numerous charming villages that dot the countryside. Sixth is Georgia. This nation, in the nexus of Eastern Europe and Asia, has historically gone unnoticed by tourists from around the world. But now, it is receiving the recognition it deserves. The tourism sector has been expanding impressively since 2015, which is obviously a long time. Today's travelers place a great value on authenticity and diverse cultures, making Georgia the ideal destination in this sense. Its capital, Tbilisi, is a magnificent center of culture with a distinctive cuisine, breathtakingly beautiful and varied architecture, and a very lengthy history. Boutique hotels, a rapidly evolving nightlife scene, and a new generation of chefs who are reworking and enhancing traditional regional cuisine like khachapuri have all risen as a result of the city's increasing appeal. However, the city is developing while retaining its peculiarities and small-time attractions. The entire nation is worth exploring because of its varied environment and top-notch skiing. Fifth, we have Poland. Poland is the kind of destination that surprises people. Cheap, historically fascinating, and sadly unappreciated. The horrors of World War II have produced a rather somber type of tourism. The Auschwitz-Birkenau Museum and War Memorial has an impact unlike any other historic site. Moreover, this country is diversified and has a wide range of cultures. Must-visit UNESCO World Heritage Sites are Krakow's Wawel Castle and Warsaw's Old Town Market Square. As you walk through their storied cities, you will be in awe of the general architecture of both cities. And given how delicious the food in Poland is, you'll want to stroll a lot between meals. Poland is a place of comfort food, and it does it quite well, from pierogies to cabbage rolls. Fourth, we have Norway. Norway's cost of living might not be low, but there is no disputing the high standard of living there. And you'll quickly get why Norway constantly ranks among the happiest places in the world during your time in the Scandinavian country. Norway, a country of around 5.5 million inhabitants, is serene, lovely, and incredibly hospitable. Only the majesty of its landscapes can rival the architectural splendor of its cities and the quaint charms of its seaside villages. Entering Western Norway is like entering a fantasy realm. If that isn't enough of a crash course in northern beauty, think about the fact that you can also see polar bears and the aurora borealis, depending on the time of year and how far north you're prepared to travel. Of course, you may enjoy a fantastic vacation in Norway without ever leaving a city by taking advantage of all that this contemporary civilization has to offer in terms of culture. At the same time, for foodies, the culinary scene in Oslo is one to watch. Number 3, we have Italy. Italy is perhaps the least interesting place you could choose to visit in Europe. We know what you're thinking. Almost everyone has Italy on their travel bucket list. Just ask any passerby. However overdone it may be, Italy nevertheless has a timeless allure. Italy is one of the most rewarding travel destinations because of its extraordinarily rich history, hospitable residents, slower pace of life, world-class cuisine, and stunning surroundings. Moving beyond the best songs will be the secret to a fantastic Italian holiday in 2022. Keep your visit to cities like Rome and Florence brief. When visiting, think about skipping the touristy areas and soaking up the culture instead. Afterwards, travel to Bologna and the smaller towns in Emilia-Romagna, such as Modena and Parma. As an alternative, you may concentrate on the less traveled south of Italy, which discerning tourists are embracing for a more genuine and regional Italian experience. Second, we have Croatia. Croatia's popularity has completely soared in the previous few years. Population has increased by twofold to over 20 million between 2010 and 2019. The nation was a bit of a secret for many years. Although the tourism sector has historically been robust, the majority of tourists still originate from nearby European nations. Crowds are undoubtedly a problem now that the news has spread far and internationally. But you may still have the Croatian vacation of your dreams with enough preparation and forethought. Although Dubrovnik and Zagreb are the top 2 tourist destinations in the nation, you should make an effort to travel outside them. They are both as picturesque as described. In towns like Silba, Peliashac, and Ibanik, visitors may just as readily take in the Mediterranean cuisine and old world architecture. Simply by not contributing to the over-tourism issue, you're likely to have a lot more real experience in such locations. And number 1, Malta. Feeling uneasy about your upcoming travels in 2022? Well, a trip to a beach in Europe is the best way to unwind after the strain and tension of the previous 2 years of the 2020s, especially in a nation that constantly rates among the safest in the world. This Mediterranean treasure in the south of Italy has less than 500,000 people living there. It has 122 square miles of territory, making it the 10th smallest nation on the planet. Despite its little size, it is really charming and full of personality. English is the second official language in Malta, which is known for its friendliness and makes communication simple. Malta enjoys around 300 days of sunshine each year, making the weather there ideal. When you're not relaxing on one of Malta's many beaches, you'll have plenty to do thanks to the vibrant local culture and history. There are many things to love about Malta, including its countless festivals, old temples, shipwrecks, and delectable local cuisine. The best part is that despite its popularity, it is still remarkably affordable and not overly crowded. So, what do you think? Itching to travel already? Let us know in the comments below which European travel destination you wish to go to first. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications by hitting that bell icon. Until next time!